Hello and welcome back to my Land of the Dead toy box. I'm Professor Toybox. I've got Mike Wazowski with me, and today I'm continuing the build for this toy box. We're going to be working on the central tower today, which is on the upper platform here behind the shops and restaurants. So we're going to be filling all of this in. Here are a few screenshots from the Coco movie that show what I'm planning to build. Notice the way the towers are constructed. The towers aren't straight. There are multiple levels that look precariously balanced, and on each level the buildings are stacked on top of each other. There are also ramps and bridges that connect the different levels and run between the different towers. So this is what we're going to build today. My toy box has 3 towers like this, and we're going to focus on the central tower. It's the largest of the 3, and the base of this tower starts at the upper level of this center section, as I said. So as we get started, we're going to go ahead and put down some buildings here around the perimeter of this. And I'm going to start here on the edge of this. And this will help just fill in some spacing here. And down on this end, we'll put down a couple of more. Like so. And then we'll come over here to building sets group 1, and I'm going to drop down a bunch of these here and just kind of stack them up, and we can flip them around and make things a little bit more interesting. And then on the other end over here, go like this, I guess. And by filling in the perimeter of this, it just kind of helps to figure out where everything needs to go. And again, it doesn't really matter. See, I want the door down there. The main purpose of this part of the build is just to fill in this section and figure out where things need to go, and you can fill this in as much as you want or as little as you want. And actually I think I'll move this down and put in one more building piece right in here, because I think I had 3 on the original section. Yeah, there we go. Now for the center part of this, what we want to do is space this out, and there's a floor plan on my blog that'll show you where everything goes, but this is just to help you space things out a little bit. So that corner like that, and I'm going to delete this block in a moment, but this tells me where this fantasy terrain strip needs to go. So I want to line this up so that the edge of it is right on the corner of that building. And this is for the veranda arches on the front of this. And then we can delete that. And there we are. So that helps with the spacing. Just a little tip. And then, for some reason, that put me all the way back at the beginning of that drawer. Come back over here to this, and what I want to do is put this such that we've got some spacing in here. So this is going to line up right with the back side of this, and this is actually not where this needs to go, but just so that I can space it. This particular building block is 2 blocks wide, so that's a half a block back. This is a block and a half back. And so we'll slide that back. That's the gap that I want in between these buildings. And the reason I want to do that, again, is because I've got some spacing here that... Whoa! Whoops! Wrong button. The spacing there is important. Not so much for the buildings here, but as we start building upward, I want to make sure the rail slides that we're going to put in all connect where they need to connect to, and that everything lines up where it should. And I'm going to put a yellow one on either side of that, like so. And then we'll stack it up and go too high. And I'm going to flip that around like that. 1, 2, 3. There we are. And actually we can even just go ahead and do it that way. I think that's how I had it originally. So now we've got the facade there. We've got several buildings in the back. So now we can come down to our blocks drawer. And it reset me to the beginning of that one too. I had gone ahead of time and tried to save a little time by putting the building pieces right where I needed them. So all I had to do was go to that drawer and the pieces I wanted would be right there, and it reset the textures too. Oh well. Alright, so executive is what I'd like to do here instead of black, because I'm not going to use a railing here. And I'll need 2 of these for the top of that balcony, like that. And then back up to building sets group. Oops, 4. It didn't reset that drawer. That's just weird. Alright, we're going to need some stairs to get up to that balcony, so I'm going to put that there for this top stair to rest on. And then we drop that down like that. And there's our staircase to get up there. And then back down to building sets group 1. And at this point, let's see, just reviewing my notes, we need to come back over here 1 more block. I'm going to stack this one up 3 high, because again, we're going upward, and we have multiple levels of buildings here, as you see in the screenshots. And on the corner of this, we're going to stack this 3 high as well, like that. And I'm just kind of filling in the blocks here. And you don't have to use all of these. You got this little open room, so we could put a balcony in over here, like that. And we also have this treehouse windows, so that helps too, because that breaks up some of the monotony of this. So we can put a couple of them along here, and that adds a little bit of visual interest. And then you don't have the exact same windows sticking out everywhere, and that's a good thing. And I think for this one, yeah, we'll do that. And there's nothing to say. You can't put the balconies around the perimeter of this thing like that. That kind of gives it a little bit different shape. So that's nice. There. And we have some gaps in there, so we'll have to fill those in as well. And we may want the orange corner showing over there, since that's all you're really going to see of these buildings. They don't have to be too precise. And we can leave gaps under here where we're not going to see anything. So that would be good. Let's see. I think, just kind of looking at my notes again. I apologize. Okay, so we've got that building placed like that and another balcony like this. And then going downward. And it's good to kind of mix up the colors here a little bit, so that it's not all exactly the same. And I'm leaving a gap here in the middle of this because we're going to end up having some blocks in here that's going to support the upper levels. There, that's looking pretty good. So now while I'm thinking of that, let's come down to the terrain drawer, and we've got this small terrain block, which is kind of funny because it's actually pretty big. And this is going to sit right here in the middle. And this will be the base of the support for the upper level. And so you can kind of see the perimeter of this, and everything is keyed off of the corner of this and the placement of that, which is why we used that building and we put these down first. So that just kind of helps you line everything up correctly. Of course, you'll have the floor plan, but yeah, this helps out a lot, I think. Now let's see, for this wall, I'm going to come back up here to building sets group 1, to these buildings again, and just so we don't have the exact same color, we'll flip this around, and I think I'll do this. And we're going to go up a little ways here. And you can kind of flip that around, as I said, so it's not too repetitive. And you don't have to have perfect lines and stacks of things. You can really mix the colors up a little bit. There we are. And we need to fill this gap back here. And this one doesn't really matter until we get up towards the top here. And I don't think, wouldn't hurt to have one in here, just so we don't have a big gap there. And then we'll extend out a little balcony out here like that. So now we got some stacks of buildings there, and that's pretty nice. And again, we can come over here to the treehouse windows and just kind of finagle this a little bit and maybe put a few of these out here. Let me see, where did I put these in the original, just so that it looks the same as the first toy box. So I had placed one down there, like that. And then we got a few more buildings out over here on this corner. And let's see. I'm scrolling back and forth on my iPad here to make sure I line these all up where I had them. I've got screenshots of the original toy box that I built. So I want some windows on that side, and that door being over there is a good thing. And I'd want that door hidden, so we'll go like that. And then one more over here. Or not. Oh, I remember. I put this little corner piece down here. There we go. Yeah, like that. That gives it a little bit of character. Yep, that'll work. Okay, and now we can come back through and put roofs on everything. And kind of add the finishing touches for these buildings. And I like to put them in groups of 3 like this, because then I can use one single roof piece, the longer one, to cover a building and a half. So I can use 2 roof pieces instead of 3, which is kind of nice. I like that. And then up here we can add this little wedge piece. Oop, go the other way with it. And again, I got 3 lined up. So that fits in there nice. And that's important because I don't have a wedge, roof wedge here that's only one building block wide. So that's helpful to have that set up like that. And then again over here, this time I think I'll use this one. And I also stuck a little tower over here for some visual interest. And the way I have this lined up is right on the edge of that building piece there. And then just kind of bring it out a little bit. Doesn't have to be too exact. And each side of this is pretty much the same, so it doesn't really matter how you orient that. But that adds some nice visual interest there. And then we need to add the platform for the rail slide over here, which lines up right here. And I make that too wide with stairs on the end. And we've also got a doorway over here. So we'll put a little balcony there. And the same back over here. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate this building so that that door is right there. So yeah, I like that. That's starting to look really good. Now up here, just because this kind of looks a little boring, I went ahead and stuck this forecastle balcony on the end of this. And in the screenshots, you notice there was parts of the thing that stuck out, and so that kind of reminded me of that a little bit. And that way you kind of have some visual interest there. And I think I got another balcony over here. Yeah. So I'm going to put this right up here, like that. And then we got some more roofs we got to put on this thing. And I designed these so that I can make use of the pirate roofs that I have. And let's see, did I do this? Nope, I can't put that there. You look at my screenshot here to see how I put that together. Okay, I used two of these. Like that. And I stuck, nope, I used this wedge piece. That looks pretty good. Okay. Now, that's pretty much in place. That's everything on the lower level for the most part. We'll put the rail slides in after we got the rest of this in. So now working on the base here for the next level, we'll come back down to the terrain drawer and we'll come over to the mountain pieces. And I'm looking for the small mountain corner, which is what I used. Small mountain corner. There we go. And that's exactly 3 by 3, even though there's a gap on the edge. The bounding box for this is a 3 by 3. So I'm going to put that in like that. And then we're going to come over to this mountain wedge, corner wedge. We're going to drop that right on the middle of that. And it doesn't really matter how you orient this. You can stick it any way you want. as long as it looks somewhat balanced on top of that, like so. And now the next level is made up of some thin blocks. So we're going to scroll over back to the beginning of the drawer. And I'm looking for this small and thin terrain block. And to get this to line up, we're going to drop it down here first. And I want the front edge of this to line up with the edge of those stairs, like that. And then this left edge is going to line up about halfway back on that yellow building block there, because those building blocks, again, are 2 blocks wide, and I want this to be 1 block back. So that's where this has to line up. And then we can bring it up and set it right on top of that wedge. And then just fill in the rest of the floor up here, like that. And now we have the level, the floor for the next level. Now for this level, we come back up to Building Sets Group 1, and I did it again. It put me at the beginning of that drawer. That's just weird. Okay, so we're going to put this right down here on the corner, and this isn't going to stay here. I'm just using this for spacing. And so we're going to put that there and put the next one right here. And I'm going to flip back over to my notes just to make sure I get this correct. And I'm actually going to put in the balcony here. And we're going to put in 2 of those. And then we'll come back to this piece, and I'm going to put in a yellow one and an orange one. And this way the orange comes around that corner there. And then over here, we'll put in the yellow window, like that. That gives us orange on this side. And 2 yellows here. And then back over here, on top of this, we'll put an orange one. And that mixes up the colors a little bit, which is a good thing, I think. Okay, and then we can go ahead and move this and get that off of there. So now we're wrapping around the corner over here, and I'm going to put another orange block right there. Like that. And we'll stack up 3 of these. And now for the middle block, that's going to be the support for the 3rd level. We'll come back to the terrain drawer, and this time we're going to use this tiny terrain block here. And for this one, we want to line it up right here. And we're going to put these 3 on top of each other, like that. And actually, I might take that back. I got my own spacing off here. This needs to go right there. Then we're going to go ahead and slide these back up against that wall so we don't have a gap. And that helps a little bit too, because now we don't have a flat surface of building pieces. They're kind of offset a little bit. There we go. So you got kind of a little bit of an offset there, which is good. And on the back side of this, since that block is 3 blocks wide, we're going to go ahead and use this 3 block wide building base. And we'll stick that in there like that. And I'm going to put it on this side because that'll better hide the door, I think. if we do it that way. And this will cover up that gap, like that. And then some more building roofs. We use this roof wedge here to fill in right there. And we can use the corner piece over here, like that. And same on the other side, like that. And I think I left this without a roof over here. Yeah, the only one I put the roof on was this piece right there. Like that. And then a small roof over here. So there's the middle level. And we need a platform back here that we can use for the rail slide. And we're going to use our dock again. And this is going to sit basically one block in, just like that, with the stairway like that. Okay, so here is the top part of the column that's going to support the third and top level. And for this, we're going to come over here, and I'm looking for some wedge pieces that I can use for supports to make this kind of look a little bit better. And I can't remember exactly where those are. Here we go. And these are the ones I'm going to use. And I'm going to put this up here, this overhanging ledge, and one on this side, and the little corner piece in between. And that forms the floor for the top level. Okay, let's swing around back to the front edge of this, and we'll come back up to Building Sets Group 1. Hey, this time it didn't reset me. Nice. And going to go to the back corner. And let's see, how did I want to do this? We're going to put the yellow on either side, so we're going to wedge it like that. Is that? No. There we go. So I got the yellow going all the way around. Oop. And that one needs to turn. Fortunately, it's easy enough to fix that. So I've got yellow, 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 almost all the way around. And I could rotate this one, but I really like on the front of this having those two nice windows there. So that's why I did that. And then for the back, just so this isn't the exact same color, we'll flip that around, and I'm going to make that too high. And we'll put a little balcony on the front here, like that. So there's the top building on this. Kind of looks like a little penthouse suite. Now there's also sections that hang off, and fortunately we have these treehouse pieces. And if you don't use too many of these, it doesn't look too bad. And I want the corner there to line up like that. So this way we kind of have a little balcony hanging off, which is a good thing. And if you don't like that little branch there, you can kind of rotate this to hide that a little bit. So you can kind of play around with it, get it to orient the way you want. So there we go. There's all of the building pieces that make up that third tower. And now we need a way to get up there. And for that, we're going to put in some rail slides. And we're going to start with the platform down here. And I'm going to follow my directions here that I left myself. And it doesn't really matter. You can kind of fill this in any way you want, just so you can get up to the upper levels. But I kind of want this to meander a little bit, and kind of make it fun. I don't want it to be too boring. But we're going to line this up with the center of this platform. And rather than set the texture for this right now, we'll just go ahead and fill in the rail slides and set it all at once. So the next piece I want is this curved, upward curving rail. And I want the left upward curving one. We're going to connect it like that. And then we need the long ramp rail. And did I use the steep one? Yes, I did. So this one connects like that, I believe. Yeah, like so. And then we'll use our left upward turning rail again and connect on the front of that. And some of this is kind of dependent. As you can see, this is actually already up at the level here where I want to connect to that. And if I try to bring another rail slide piece in here, like this curved piece back here, oops, will it? Oh, hey, perfect. Sometimes those roofs get in the way. That's what I was concerned about. But yeah, perfect. There we go. So that connects that one up. And the next one connects up. And again, that way it's kind of meanders and wanders up. I could have just had it come directly up to the corner of this, but I like how it kind of curves inward. That just makes it kind of fun. And now I want the upward curving one again. And this one we're going to drop right down in the middle of this block like that. So the block that's on the right in the middle of that one. And we're going to use the same piece again and have it curve upward like so. And now I want this to kind of angle upward a little bit until we get up to this point. And I'm looking at my picture of the rail slide here, so this ends up where I want it to end up. Yeah, so the right edge of this lines up about a block in here. So this right now I'm a block from the right edge, and that's right where the edge of this rail slide comes. So that's good. That's perfect. And we'll come back over to this left curving rail. And that just fits in there, as you see. This is why the placement of these was so important. Let's see, we'll put in this ramp rail here, and you can do a long one. We can put in a short one if we want. Doesn't really matter. Rail slides are kind of fun, so we'll stick this longer one in here, and then come back over to this curve. Like that. And that gets you up to this second level. And now coming over here to this piece, we're going to start right in the middle of that platform, just like that. And this gets us out away from that platform. And then we want to come over, let's see, we're going to do the right upward rail this time. And now you'll see we're kind of running into that platform. So I'm going to move that for right now and just slide this out of the way. And again, that's just kind of an ordering thing you have to do sometimes. Like that. And we're probably going to have to move those stairs too, I'm sure. And just make sure I got the right piece here. Yeah, that's the one I want to use. Flip it around. Nope, had it right. It's going to connect like that. And I'm going to put in 2 of these, like so. And then another right curving rail, which will connect here, like that. And now before we go too far with that, let's go ahead and put our pieces back in over here before I forget that. See, now it slides in. Since it fits anyway, I don't know why it just doesn't let us put that other piece in, but whatever. There we are. So now we're kind of coming up, and I could have just had this go around the same direction as the other one and connect up here, but it's kind of fun to mix this up a little and have it go different directions. That way it's not the same all the time, which is good. So that connects in like so. And then back over to this right rail. And you see that just fits. So yeah, it takes a little playing with this thing to get it to go the way you want. And for the next one, let's see, we'll go with the shorter bendy rail like this. And that connects right up. So that's why I was so picky about the placement of those. So that gets us up there, which is good. So now we can come over here and style all of these. That's the last piece I'm going to put in for today. So we'll come into the style menu, and the theme we're going to use is the Agrabah rail, and I'm going to theme all. And that will theme not just this piece, but every rail slide, except I also just realized the Are You Sure made me do this one down here as well. So we lost our Paradise Pier one, but I think it's a little quicker that way. Instead of styling all of those, we can just restyle these 3 pieces down here. And there we are. There's our central tower. We've got the rail slides connecting all the different levels. And yeah, that looks really good. Now we can finish it off by putting a couple of railings in over here. And that would probably be a good thing to do. So if we come down to Building Sets Group 7 and go left, again, we've got these Asgardian railings over here, and these are really good. I'm not going to be able to put these in everywhere I would like them, but it should do that at least, I think, for the central section here. Here we are. And we could put them in over here as well. I did not do that in my other toy box that I showed in the first video, but there's no reason we can't put these in. They don't take up too much memory. There. That's looking really good. Now the last thing, we need a way to get up on top of those balconies. And so for that, come back over to the platforming toys. And we have these pipe climbs that we can put in. And I'm going to go ahead and style that. I think I left this blue before, but there's some other colors that we can use. So I'm going to set the theme to be this gray. And that doesn't really stand out. How about the beige? That's a little better. The black would definitely blend in too much. There's another black one over in building sets group 2. But there, that looks pretty good. So now we can get just about everywhere here. We can get up on top of these levels. We can get up to that balcony. We can get up here. Because of that rail slide, this one takes us up to this level, and that one takes us up to the top level. So yeah, that's really good. There we go. So now we can run up here and test these rail slides and make sure that they're all connected properly and that they work. And it's fun to do. I think we've earned a little playtime. So that one worked out pretty good. Let's try the next one. Whee! Nice. And the last one is right up here on top of these stairs. Ta-da! So that wraps up the central part of the toy box, and I think it looks pretty good. It'll look even better once we build the other 2 towers. We'll work on that next time. Meanwhile, I want to thank you for watching my video today, and thank you to all of my subscribers and followers for your comments and support. You guys are the best. If you're not a subscriber yet and you like Disney Infinity, I encourage you to sign up on my blog or subscribe to my YouTube channel so you'll know when I post the next video. If you want to build my toy boxes on your own console or PC, you'll find floor plans and logic diagrams on my blog to help you out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.